the channel US30 Masters. I've been quiet for some time, but I'm back in the market, and I just wanted to give you like a brief overview of what's going to happen for the week. So I'm analyzing next week today. So what we can expect for next week, like how to trade. So if you're a beginner trader and then you say I wanna start trading, how to check market direction, how to check your entries, how to check your exit, how long should you hold it. So how do you analyze it? How do you do that? So just to start off with the market, so when you look at the market, do you just see red and green? Like how to see what's forming, what patterns are forming, all that, how to see new patterns, because no matter what you're trading, there is a new pattern that forms every single month or every single week or even every single day, even every single minute. How to spot, hey, it's a repetition of that pattern. Let me enter again. So now we're just going to analyze. So I'm gonna start with you on the monthly. So when I start to analyze, I start first looking at the monthly, looking at the bigger time frame to see my support and my resistance at the bigger time frame. And as I've been telling you, I trade a little bit differently. So I trade using dates and times. So those are very important. A specific date, you must know what happens on that particular date, what happens at that particular time. As most of you know the 4 o'clock. My 4:30 video got a lot of views, a lot of attention, because that at 4:30, that's when the New York session, there's much volatility. So these times, NFP, and when it happens, the days, the dates, the times. That's very important to know what happens, and because it continually repeats. Because every time at NFP there's volatility, like it's a obvious thing. It doesn't change. So it's very important when I analyze. I check my days, my dates, my times, everything. So let's dive in quickly into the market. So how I analyze. So I'm gonna be analyzing for next week. As you know, this is the 24th. So I'll be analyzing for the 25, 6, and for the 27th. So first things first is we're gonna look at the monthly chart. And looking at the monthly chart, we can see that on the 2nd of January and also the 1st of Feb, we have been experiencing some kind of resistance at this area here. As you can see, it's been struggling to pass this area. So I'm gonna make it this. I'm gonna give it some color there, because that's been our support resistance. But I want to show you what makes me sure that that's my resistance. Again, I use time. As you can see, the dates there, it's 1 February. So 1 February confirmed a rejection at this area. As you can see, even 1 February closed here. So we're going to go to 1 February of the previous year. 1 February of the previous year. As you can see, this is 1 February of the previous year. And you can see that same thing kinda happened. We saw that 1 February also showed us a rejection at this area. So same thing, as you can see. So we're expecting this area to be our support. So this is a strong support for this area. So let me just increase it. Let me make it a little bit darker, because it's a very strong. So if we come here again the following month, we are indeed looking for sales at that area. So, and then after we're done with the monthly, now we're gonna look at the weekly. So I'm quickly analyzing. It's a quick, just showing you a recap. So we're gonna look at the weekly, and then as you can see with the weekly, we will be starting the week of, on the 27th. So as we've been indeed having a rejection at this area. This is indeed a strong area for sales. So if market comes back again there, we're definitely looking for sales, because we're seeing a lot of confirmations. So now I'm at the weekly. So this is where you change your time frames. I'm at the weekly. So now what you do is you check what's gonna happen on the 27th of February on the Monday. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check the previous 27th. That's easy. That's how I analyze. To check what were the patterns that were forming on that week. So I'm gonna go to the 27th. So bear in mind with me. I don't know where that is. Okay, it's not here. 27. What happened? 27. There's no 27 here. Okay. Yeah, I found it. I found the 27th right here, and we can see that the 27, in a way, it kind of created a low. The 27 came, created a low. So as you say, the longer week, that's where the low is. So it made a longer week, and then the next week we came to retest that area before heading to the upside. Understand? So, but let's just make sure. So we're gonna check another 27th, another one. Oh wait, it's hard. Oh wait, can't find it. Okay, yeah, here it is. So same thing here. As you can see, the 27th created an area for cells, as you can see. So the 27 here, the longer week, created an area where we can enter cells, where the market went down for the next 3 weeks, as you can see, and then we entered our buy. So now we kind of have an understanding of how the week is going to go. As you can see, the 27 creates an area for cells for the next week. So just looking at this week, we're expecting that the next week, we're expecting it to give us an area for either sells or buys. So just to give you like an explanation of what I'm talking about. So if the market closes, where is that brush here? So if the market creates a wick this side, a long wick this side, and it closes like this, we know that this area is going to be a place for buys. So it will be heading to the upside. But if it closes with a long wick up, and it creates that thing here, we know that this area is going to be an area for sells, will be headed to the downside. So that's what I mean. But this is looking at the weekly. So it's going to be a long trade. We're going to go hold it at least for 3 weeks, that trade. So because we also know that if that happens, we also have a higher chance that it is going to sell. Why? Because we have a strong support area this side. So if the weekly creates a long wick from this side, wow. It's an obvious sell. It's an obvious sell for the next 3 to 4 weeks. So let's continue. So now after we're done with the monthly, so the weekly, all we got is that we're gonna get a confirmation next week. So we're gonna get a confirmations for either sells or buys next week. So it's nothing much. So let's go for the daily. Now we come for the daily, and then with the daily, we do the same thing. We look at the time, look at the dates. So with the daily, we can see on the 23rd, we kind of have a rejection candlestick that is showing us that it's going to the upside direction. So now on the daily, you look at some few different things. So it's not exactly, you don't analyze the same way as the monthly, because there's many things that go on with the daily. So okay, no, not the daily. I'm speaking about the 1 hour. So we're gonna go to the 1 hour chart, the 3 hour and 1 hour chart. So yeah, before going to the 3 hour chart, let's check the daily. So the daily, as you can see, is the 23rd. So at the daily, that's where you kind of check your repetitions of patterns, and you also check your repetition of times, of dates. So let's start first with the repetition of patterns. So first things first, as you can see the pattern here that's formed. We had a green candlestick on a Friday, and then on a Monday, we saw the candlestick closing right inside the candlestick, and then immediately we saw a big push to the downside, and we saw it continuing to the downside, and that's when we started to see a change in direction. Understand? So we're gonna check also another Friday, which I see a similar pattern right here. As you can see, this pattern here, it's kind of similar to this pattern. So that's what I'm talking about. You see the pattern repetition. Once you trade a lot, you can see it also here. As you can see, it's also the same thing. Also here, it's the same thing as here and here. So we're seeing a similar pattern forming. So, but as you trade every day, you can see them easily. It becomes much easier to see these patterns. So as you can see, this is a Friday, and then Monday we closed inside the Friday, and then when we open on Tuesday, it was a strong sell. So again here, this is a Friday, as you can see, and then we closed right inside, and then immediately it was a strong sell that closed below this, and then immediately it was another strong sell, just like here. And then immediately after this final close, the next Friday we look for buys. So this Friday, as you can see here, it's a Friday, and then it changed directions again on a Friday. Can you see it? And also here, it's a Friday here, as you can see. So we're expecting it to change direction, a proper direction again on a Friday. So, but let's look at this one, because also this one, it's a similar thing. It closed inside a Tuesday, so we're expecting it to buy again when on a Tuesday. So it closed here, strong sell, another continuation. Now we see that it's starting to slightly not push much, and then we look for buys when on a Tuesday. So today, according to the market, we are kind of looking for buys in the market, and then we can also spot our TP. So as you can see, after this pattern is finished forming, we see that it buys until it goes back to the final, the close of the green, the close here, as you can see. So it goes back to close up there where the sell started. As you can see, it went back there. Even here, it went back there. It went back there. So even here, we're expecting it to go back there. To go back here where it started. So if we enter our buys, we can put our TP at this area. So this is my TP area for buys. So on a Friday, what we're looking for today, we're looking for buys. So today it's a buy day. We're looking for buys. It's too big, man. Yeah. So today we're looking for buys, and we're gonna TP where everything started, where the big push started. So now we're gonna go to the 3-hour chart. Let's go to the 3-hour chart. So a 3-hour chart, that's where like we see our trend lines. So I start doing my trend lines using the 3-hour chart to see if do I have a trend line that I'm missing. So I see a trend line there, okay, but I also see a small trend line right here. I see a small one. I see a very small trend line. So now immediately once we come to 3 hours, 1 hour, that's where we check for time. Now we look at time. At that time we're looking for days. Now we look at time. What happens every time at that specific time. So I see a pattern here that formed, a beautiful pattern that formed here. And then when I say we look at time, let's try to understand this. I don't know if I should call it a flag, but we say that we had a 3 touch, 1, 2, 3. That's also another powerful setup to show that we go into the upside. But before, we need a confirmation. Are we really going to the upside, or maybe we're done? This was the buy, and then we're done going to the upside. But let's check. So here it's 19 o'clock, as you can see. So, and again, I'm using average index. So yeah, currency com. So the times kind of differ. So here, as you can see, it's 19 o'clock, and here it's 22. It's 10. And then here again it's 19. So as you can see, this line, we see that 19 rejected there, and then we saw 22 rejecting there, and we again saw 19 rejecting there. So when you see like the same time rejecting at the trend line, like the exact same times are rejecting right there, that's another confirmation that we are indeed going to be pushing to the upside. So now we're gonna go to the 1 hour chart. But before I go to the 1 hour chart, let's also check the vertical trend line. Like, did it also reject at the very same times? So we're also gonna check that. So So here, let's see. So here we know 19 o'clock rejected. So as you can see here, 16 o'clock rejected. And as you can see here again, 16 o'clock rejected. And here 19 o'clock rejected. So we have 19, 16, 16, 19, 16, 16 everywhere. So even here, I expect a 19 and 16. I want 16 and 19 rejected there. So this is a valid uh, what is it, a resistance, as you see that the times that reject this area is either should be 19 o'clock or it should be 16 o'clock. And as you can see here, we have 16 o'clock and we have 19 o'clock. So that's another confirmation that we are indeed going to the upside. And now we're going to go to the 1 hour chart. So 1 hour chart, that's where mostly you can see where you can get your entry, either 1 hour or 15 minutes. So as you can see here, I don't know if it's only me, but I see that we have a kind of a head and shoulder. Maybe we can come back. So just to spot places where I can either have my entry. So I see something like that. So maybe I like it, maybe for it to come back up there before it pushes up to the upside. So
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
sorry guys, it's Siri here. Siri disturbing me. So yes, it's either can go like this or, but as you know, it's USDT guys, so it can maybe push maybe lower, but yeah, your TP, you can put it there. But if it doesn't push higher, it continues immediately, it pushes down. But just know that we are expecting a buy. So what I will do on my side, I'll place my buy entries at this area for the week. So at this area, and I might place TP1 there, and I might place TP2 there, and with my risk, I'll put it right below there. I'll put it right below there. No, put it right below there, just for safety. But yeah, that's what I'm expecting for the week. I hope you understand. But if you have any question, feel free to comment, to gain more understanding of how to see and understand the market for the week. Thank you guys.